There we go. We are live. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. Goodness. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, Lolita, what's up? What's up? Karen, what's going on, man? Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, man. Yo, what's up, John? What up? What up? Hope you guys are doing good. There we go. Sharing it to the channel real quick so everybody gets their notification. How have you guys been? Some good fight announcements, but some weird fight announcements today. Very weird, I think. Where's that? Also, I was on a. Let me see. Did you see the UFC 326 fight promo with Holloway and Bronx is very good? Yep, I seen it. I really, really liked it. Um, oh fuck. Yeah, I liked it. I'm very excited. Again, I did not need to be sold for that fight, but I'm very, very excited for it. I'm already, ready for it. 326 will be here soon. This is a very short month. I agree with you. I'm not skimming past this card. I really like this card. I know you're not a huge fan of it, and that's okay. But I'm really fucking excited. Here we go. UFC Vegas 13. Perfect. Uh, no. There we go. I'm disappointed in the Dawkins versus Luke announcement. I wanted to see Dawkins versus Abu or Ikram. Yeah, I don't think I really wanted to see him against Abu just because we watched Abu. I don't know. I wasn't, I guess, intrigued with that one. Ikram would have been interesting. Luke Hayes, yeah, I do agree with you. I agree with you. Yes, yes, you are correct. What's up, brother? Yo, Mix, what's going on, man? What up? What up? What up? Oh, we are live. UFC Vegas 113. Uh, there we go. Yo, Charles posted the UFC 326 fight promo on his Instagram. He said in his caption he's getting ready to shock the world again. He also said he's gonna go toe to toe with Holloway and beat him there. I mean, I'm so happy that Volk won. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird because I I understand him saying that because there's nobody here that could tell me if Charles hurts Max, he's not going to go for a submission. So for him to say, "Yeah, I'm going to go toe to toe with him," yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. You're not going to go blow for blow with him, but you know, I I expect him to go toe to toe, 100%. I actually had expected Lopez to win, but was wrong. Yep, I expected Lopez to win as well. I'm happy that Volk won. People take my picks as I don't like that guy. It's very weird to me. Most of the time, that's not true. But that fight is so weird. That fight is so weird to me because you watch the first fight and Lopez has a lot of success opening up later in the rounds with his power, just letting his hands go. Well, he fights Volk a second time and he doesn't do anything. He hits him the one time in the third round, which he 100% won that round. That's the biggest moment in the round was the drop. the flash knockdown. But it's weird, like any other time we see Lopez, he's well rounded. Any other time. For some reason with Volk, he doesn't really grapple. He doesn't mix everything in. Well, the first time he fought him, not mixing it in didn't work. Why didn't you mix your shit? I don't understand. I don't get it. But yeah, Volk looked good. I didn't think either guy looked great. I didn't think Volk really looked on his game. I thought the first matchup in the first two rounds, he looked incredible. Obviously went down, I thought, a little bit because Lopez turned it up. But I didn't think Volk looked that great. He had some good moments with rocking, or not necessarily rocking, but stunning, I guess, wobbling Lopez for a second. I don't know. It was weird. Cromer, that's weird. I've been seeing Charles training in his Instagram preparing for the Holloway fight. He looked real good avoiding shots. Good. I'm happy to see that. Volk will beat Gene Silva when they fight too. I, see, that's one where I would be more inclined to pick Volk because of his stick and move style, and Silva is very susceptible to straights. The weird part is I'm not going to be questioning if Silva is going to not throw, because I think when he does throw, he could hurt Volk. Lopez, for some reason, even though he said he broke both of his feet, which he definitely hurt one of them. Even before he hurt him, he wasn't doing anything. So I don't know. I don't know. You don't think Volk looked better in the second fight versus the first? No, not at all. The first two rounds in that first Diego fight, Volk looked incredible. And then Diego had power. It hurt Volk. But this fight, I didn't think he looked that good. You also have to take it as like Lopez isn't really doing anything. So Volk is able to pick his shots and pop shot him and all this stuff. And his counters didn't seem really there. There's a lot of missed opportunities for Volk. But it was also, he said in the post fight, which really was kind of weird to me. He said in the post fight, in the backstage or presser or whatever, he said that he was like, "Oh, I could get him there, but I don't want to take damage." That's worrisome to me because where Volk was so good was taking these little risks in between bad actions of his opponents to try to finish them or edge that round out, like the Yair Rodriguez finish. I didn't like that. Hey, hi. What's your favorite fight coming up? Well, uh, I'll tell you what, it's not the Michael Venom Page one. Um, Favorite fight coming up? Mm, yeah, it's probably the Mavzar Larone fight or Wood in this one. This one's pretty damn good. I don't know. There's a lot of really good fights. I even like the what's it name? What's the name? Charles Johnson and Silva. I like it. Can I see your hair? See it. Does Gaethje beat Poirier in a trilogy? No. Wow, I completely disagree. I think Diego improved, but Volk made the high level adjustments in the fight too. I didn't think Diego. The only difference that Diego made in that second fight was Diego walked him down. The problem is, if you watch that first fight, Diego's walking him down the whole goddamn time. But he's not throwing in the first two rounds, and Volk is cutting the angle while throwing. And then Diego lets his hands go and then hurts Volk. This fight, he was walking him down but doing nothing. You know how ridiculous it is? It's like the Viziev fight. Hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cut off Rufy for a round and a half. Do all this fucking good work. Cut him down, cut the angles off, pressure. Stand there. Take pictures. Look at him. Let him get his reads. And then get TKO'd. It makes no sense to me. It's like a dangerous striker stuffing takedowns. Oh, like Dan Hooker beating up BSD and then going in for a takedown. Dude, you're doing all this good work, and then you nullify it by going in for your own takedown. Stupid. It's funny how in the first two main events of the year, both guys that UFC wanted to win, Patty and Lopez, lost. How long do you think this streak would continue? I disagree with the UFC wanting Patty or Lopez because Volk fights so much. There's no way they were like, oh, I hope this guy wins. No, and also people are like, oh, it should have been Lerone or Mobzar. Okay, well, for one, they wanted this fight in Australia for Volk. The only one who accepted the fight and that was ready to go right away was Lopez. We all can want fighters and all this stuff, but if they're not willing to fight on the cards UFC is wanting, then the next guy up is Lopez or whoever is gonna be up. That's how that shit works. Who's your favorite fighter? When? Like of all time? Imagine what Ilya would have done to Lopez. Yeah, second fight, Lopez just looked gunshot. He honestly looked like he respected him too much. Now, if it's weird because again, Lopez like against Gene Silva looked like a world beater. How did MVP go from fighting Cannonier, share a bullet to Sam Patterson? I was expecting them to give him another big fight. Again, it's not on the UFC. It's not even on MVP. The problem is MVP is such a big name. All these other guys don't want to fight him. You know, in these two weight classes, they just don't want to. Like they, whether they think it doesn't do anything for them, whether they think, what's the point? So then you get a Sam Patterson. Why do I feel like Gene Silva is the reason he fell out with Ruffy? I feel like Gene Silva is the reason he fell out with Robbie. What are you talking about? Dan Hooker is a certified idiot. Like, bro, how do you hurt the guy with a body and not go for the kill and let him get back into the fight? Well, he does throw the body kick a couple more times after that. And honestly, like, people saying BSD dominated Hooker, that's not true. You didn't watch the fight. That fight was toe to toe, back and forth until Dan Hooker goes for a takedown. Before then, that fight's going back and forth. Dan Hooker did a lot of good stuff. Um, but again, he shot in for a takedown. He deserved to lose. Like that's the reality. It's clear Hooker was the better striker between. Oh, did anybody have any other opinion on that? I knew Hooker was a better striker. It was all about if BST could keep him to the ground, get him to the ground, and keep him there. Make Hooker pay for his mistakes. I already knew Hooker was a better striker. What is next for Dan? I mean, you could do Patty. Shit, you could do fucking Justin Gaethje, which would be incredible. Oops. Last UFC was a bit underwhelming to me. That's fair. I don't think the main card really lived up to the hype. I thought Quinlan looked great. I thought Ty and Teixeira looked like shit. But the prelims were really good. True, but I think the UFC also wants Lopez to be champ because he appeals to both Brazilian and Mexican crowds. Also, he has a very exciting style. I mean, sure, I don't disagree with he has a very exciting style, sure, but Volk fights all the time. Like that's just one guy. You're not gonna be like someone else is gonna fight more. That no, Volk fights a lot, and he's good with the Australian crowd. He'd be great with New Zealand crowd. I mean, he's good in America. There's so much to like with Volk. Like Volk's a more star than Mobs are, more of a star than Lerone Murphy. You know, they fell out, Gene Silva and Ruffy, but I feel like Gene is the one who wanted to not be friends with Ruffy. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know. That's actually a good question. Hooker should try to step in at 326 to fight Marcano. I think somebody else says. I thought I had seen it, but you are right. But again, it's another guy with a good ground game. That's the issue. Is it me or does Dan Hooker sound like a punch drunk now when he speaks? He's always sounded like that. So I am worried with those types of styles. I'm always looking for those types of things. But I don't think it's really with Dan. Marcano it needs a replacement. Yeah, he does need a replacement. You are right. I thought I seen Tom Nolan. What the fuck? Ortega pulled out. Yeah, he injured his hand, I think. What happened with their fighting nerds? They are quiet now? No. Well, Gene Silva just won. And I don't really understand people saying that they thought Allen won. Jesus, Ruffy. I thought Silva won pretty clear 2 rounds to 1. But Barallo has a big fight coming up, I believe, with RDR. Imavov probably with Chimaev. Ruffy said going forward he will split time between both gyms. Okay, well then they're fine then. If that's true, then there's nothing more to it. That's just the reality. That is the reality. Oh, of course, this fucking thing. There we go. There we go. Again, if you guys can, smack that like button. I appreciate you. Jesus loved you. Okay. Does anyone else think Rafi was losing to Fiziev? I mean, 100% he was losing. Again. Fiziev was doing great shit. He was cutting the angles off. He's putting the pressure on him, getting him against the cage, and then he was just moving forward and standing in front of him. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I hate it. I think Rafi was excelling with his jab. I mean, you can be doing all you want to with the jab, but you're not winning the fight with a jab, moving backwards. And he wasn't landing the entire time. But again, the issue is with a guy like Ruffy who is accurate and he only needs a little bit of adjustments. He and then Ruffy standing in front of him, boom. It's wild to me. I don't get it. Viziev was looking good, and then yep, Viziev looked bigger than Ruffy too. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. It's a very, very weird strategy. Like, what did you think was going to happen? You can only stand in front of a big, trade shots with a big power guy until you get caught. That's kind of technically what he did. From what I see, Viziev tagging him in on the face. Yeah, Viziev is tagging him, but he hit him a few times in the first round. In the second round, all he does is move forward, move forward, move forward, stand in front of him. Move forward, cut off the angles, stand in front of him. He wasn't throwing. And then again, Ruffy found his shot. I don't understand it. Viziev was getting frustrated with him. How? Ruffy wasn't doing anything except moving backwards. What was he frustrated with? Viziev wasn't throwing. That's the issue. MVP critiques the UFC, so they gave him a low level fight. Criticizes, as he should. Again, I don't necessarily think it's the UFC because he's had so many fighters turn fights down because he's such an awkward style. He's a hard style. But Sam Patterson, I like Sam Patterson, but literally, unless he can get this fight down, he's not winning. I just feel like you couldn't find him. Who couldn't find him? Viziev was in front of his face. What do you mean you couldn't find him? In the first round, he kept hitting him. But he definitely could find him because he kept cutting the cage off. And, like, even if you're not able to 100% connect on him, you still have to throw. You know what I mean? You can't just stand in front of somebody and then be like, oh shit, he hit me and I'm hurt. Yeah, of course you are. Only guy who actually kind of did good on the feet with Viziev was Bobby Green. Remember that fight? I thought Bobby won. I thought Bobby clearly won. I would love to watch MVP and Pereira. Oh goodness. I would love MVP Ateba. That's a good one. No weight limit MVP and Pereira. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be sick. That would be sick. Oh man. Whew. Well, there goes my UFC analyst job. No, you're good. You're good. And like I said, it's frustrating when you watch a guy have to cut off the octagon and push someone back, and then they do it, but then they don't throw. It's just like push back, stand. You can only do that so many times. It's so frustrating. Do a line that doesn't make sense. And these martial arts MVP would embarrass Carlos. Carlos. I think he was talking about Alex. Alex or Teva won't be able to land on MVP. Yeah. I think a big thing if like he fought Alex would be the leg kicks. Um, but that doesn't mean MVP couldn't win, you know. Need some booger sugar? What are you talking about? For real. Yeah, facial hair, buddy, so it itches my nose. I was referring to Alex. Yep. Yuri MVP. Oh my goodness. People all the time talk about how MVP doesn't really have any finishes. Well, well, there you go. There you go. Oh gosh. What's up? What's up? Voter ID. What? What? What a stupid question to ask. What? I like a table, but I seen some holes in his stand-up game. He kind of leaves himself open with a power punch at 185. He'll capitalize on that. Yeah, well, that's why it's good that he went 3 rounds. Like, I 100% agree with you. Um, but hopefully, going 3 rounds, he'll be able to see those holes and change them. John Jones versus Van and Royval 1v2. John would still beat them both. He'd probably choke them all at the same time. Judge whoever the guy they do his footwork and just stand. Oh, true. I don't get this guy. It's like they do stand there and guys with green hair they fought short. What? Set on them. Yeah, right. Jesus. I know you might disagree, but I feel Pfeiffer can put his lights out. I, I don't know because Pfeiffer, we've seen everything in his arsenal with Gastelum, and I know Gastelum has the best chin probably ever, but he wasn't like, oh, great 1-2, a 2-3. He didn't have great combinations. Could he? Because he has good power? Sure. I don't think he's a great striker either. You're not wrong that he probably could, but I don't think he's a great striker. This will never happen, but I would love a tag team division belt similar to the WWE. That would be wild. I hope Piper get whooped on. Oh, dude, I hope he gets his ass beat. I hope he gets put out cold. I don't think it happens. I think he beats Izzy, unfortunately, but yeah. I don't see how that could work well. What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Baffling that Diego's plan was to try and go technique for technique with Volk. Yeah, it is a very weird game plan. Let's pressure him and throw nothing. Not with that attitude. Yeah, I don't know what his game plan was. To me, it just seemed like he respected him too much, which makes no sense. Tag team, it's not like wrestling. I don't know how would it. Who do you give Lopez next? He's kind of in that Kevin Vallejo's territory. I mean, you can't do Silva again, really. Yeah, I can do Arnold now. That wouldn't make any sense, I don't think. Can do Giga. Kevin's there. I mean, kind of Kevin Vallejo's. Viking on his day off. Yair. You could do Yair. They have bad blood, so. And I know the MMA community is gonna eat me alive for saying this, but I feel like Gaethje's gonna play spoiler and beating Taporia. He will never touch Taporia. Like, will he hit him? Sure. No, because Paddy was doing well against Gaethje on the feet on the outside, not against the cage, but on the outside, he was doing well. Justin Ipo Gaethje, goddamn right, beef jerky. Love from Florida. Appreciate you. Yair Rodriguez. Yep. Why did the Mexicans man need his medications? Ah ha ha ha. I agree with Lopez moving up. I mean, I don't necessarily think he needs to move up because I don't think Volk's gonna be champion forever. MMA Jesus, what's good? Do I do? What's up, man? What's up, Dax? Jesus, what a joke that is. Oh my god. Taporia sleeps Justin easy. Yeah. Who do you have, Max or Charles? Charles. I think Charles hurts Max and submits him. I love Max though. He's awesome. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. I don't think that fight's even competitive with Justin. Because one thing different with Patty and Taporia, if he needs to go to the ground, he will go to the ground. He took Max down, and Max is not an easy guy to get down. Justin telegraphs his punches so much, Ilya will see them coming from a mile away. Yep. Yep. Now, would I watch the fight and be excited? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What a stupid thing to say. Did Lopez really break his legs? Broke his feet. Both his feet, apparently. A lot of people are writing off Charles except me and you. That's crazy. God, that's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. If he can get Armin in those tight ass chokes, he can get him too. What if Gaethje beats Topuria? Well, then he's one of the greatest of all time. With his resume, yeah. Charles is handsome. Okay, okay. Are you kidding, Charles Manson? Excuse me? Excuse me? What'd you say? I want to see Armin versus BSD give Petty the winner of Charles and Max and Hooker versus Chandler at the White House. I'm good with that. You could do Hooker Connor. You could do, um, God, you could do Hooker Cowboy. That'd be sick. Justin isn't beating Taporia if they fought 100 times. Correct. He would have to fight Armin next. That's fair. Charles can potentially KO Holloway. Potentially. What's next for Hooker? Again, probably Petty. Um, he wants big fights. So Patty, the winner of Max and Charles. Yeah. Oh God, a Max and Dan Hooker fight. Oh, that feeds families. Randy Couture or Iceman? Randy Couture. Not watching another Dan Hooker fight? How dare you? You're missing out. Dan Hooker's awesome. I don't think Patty deserves the winner of BMF fight. I think Patty deserves to fight the loser of BMF fight. Okay. Okay. I thought Petty did. I mean, obviously he lost almost every round of that Gaethje fight, but that doesn't mean Patty didn't do good things. He did very well on the outside, very well, so much better than people talk about. And then he got. I don't know if you guys watched his YouTube channel, but he actually put out a thing and talked about it. But he says he feels good, his face is better, but his eyeball hurts, his eyeballs hurt. So there's that. Max beats Hooker easily, sure, but God, would those exchanges be fun? Whew, whew. Dan Hooker just smiling while getting punched in the face while trying to hit Max. Oh my God, Patty is no name in MMA, bro. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Watch his walkouts and tell me he's a no name. His eyes looked horrible in that. I'm sure his not around. I'm saying his eyeballs because Justin poked him in his eyes, both of his eyes. Max Hooker is not a competitive fight. Max will be too fast for him. I mean, again, I agree, but it would be fun if they would. Those exchanges would be sick. Oh, by the way, did you watch the Gable fight on LFA? No, God no. Thoughts on Sean being back? I wish he wasn't. Hooker isn't able or gonna be able to touch Holloway on the feet. I think he could touch him because he's so chaotic. I think he could touch him. Poked him in his eyes. Yeah, seems a lot for Loner Kavanaugh. Well, Loner's out. He's hurt. Why? Why would I watch Gable? Conor will return for the White House. Yes, against Jorge Masvidal. I am not a Patty hater by any means. I want the winner of BMF to fight Armin, Wyo, Gaethje, and Ilya fight. Patty gets loser of BMF. That's fair. I get that. Conor not coming back. I think Conor is. I think Conor is because I think he's fighting Jorge at the White House. What loner is fighting Moreno now? No, no, no. Kavanaugh is out of his fight against Bruno Silva. Charles Johnson steps in. That fight has not been replaced because Charles actually wanted to fight Moreno. Yes, Asu is out. Yes. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? If Lopez moves to lightweight, it will be some great fights for him up there. I agree 100%. Masvidal paid to lose. Masvidal is washed up. Yep. Conor versus Habib, UFC White House? No. Is that Conor fight official? No. Jorge did an interview a little while ago at this point. Said he's going to come back and fight at the White House card because there's no other card he wants to fight for. And he's going to. So, dude, Gable Stevenson is the most scariest person ever. He just needs to work on his striking a little bit. He looks ready. No, he doesn't. If you think he looks ready, you haven't watched a lot of fights. He's also fighting nobody. Nobody. This dude is AI. Yeah, that makes sense. How do you see Lopez Hooker going? I mean, Lopez, you know, grappling with Hooker and striking a little bit, and then grappling Hooker, and probably submitting him. And also, like, Armin did better against Hooker than BSD did. That's the reality. Hooker actually got out of submission attempts against BSD. Is any bully division in UFC we could fight together? What? Yeah, Lopez wins for sure. I want to see Hooker in a stand-up fight. Where would Conor fight be placed on the White House card? Probably middle. Who's out wrestling him? Who isn't? Because just because you're a good wrestler doesn't mean it's going to translate to MMA. When guys have knees, kicks, elbows, it's not how that works. Especially when you're fighting good fighters. It's not how that works. Hooker would probably be better on the feet. Lopez isn't bad on the feet. He does get touched, though. What about Holloway Lopez? Oh, gosh. Oh, again, Lopez has power. He basically knocked out Ortega. That never happens. Never. Do y'all watch Rat? No. 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 Not that I wouldn't. I just don't have the time. I probably wouldn't, but I'm just saying. Lesnar got dunked back in the day with a leg wrap. He got what? Do you think Ortega's finished? I thought he's finished a long time ago. Long time ago. When Yair Rodriguez was beating him up. I'm not a huge Yair guy at all. Super overrated. That guy is. Long time ago. Yeah, long time ago. I wonder if Calvin Kidder will be back. I hope not. He's done. He's 37 years old. Dunzo. No. Oliveira versus Lopez. How does that one play out? Oliveira Lopez. Again, Lopez has power. The problem is, I'd probably go Lopez because I don't know if I trust Oliveira's chin against big power guys like Lopez. I would root for Charles, but I think Lopez wins it. Low key miss Josh Emmett. Well, Josh Emmett's fighting. He's fighting Kevin Vallejos. Low key miss Josh Emmett. Hmm. What time do you wake up usually? Mm, um, 9, 9:30, give or take. To how late I stay up. I missed his last fight. Oh, okay. I'll pick Oliveira. That's fair. Yeah, you didn't miss much. It didn't last long. Will Kobe fight at the White House? I hope not. Oliveira will be better striker of the two. Yeah, a better striker. Yes, more power is probably Lopez. Those again, those grappling exchanges would be disgusting. Also, like Lopez, low key almost had that armbar against Volk, and then he was like, and then it's like, dude, why didn't you do that shit earlier? I don't understand. Hits just as hard as Lopez, if not harder. Mm, yeah, yeah. And he stays more technical, so yeah, that's true. And then he let it go. Yep. Ooh, Bryson LeGrand. I hope Diego fucks him up. Part of me doesn't think that UFC will waste McGregor numbers on the White House event. That will already do massive numbers. I think they will. Especially, yeah, I think they will for sure. Yep. By the sounds of it, I think they will. He let it go, or Volk got out. Volk got out. It started to get tight. It was close, and then Volk got out because he switched it. Lopez switched the armbar. Charles is 5'10", Lopez is 5'11". Yep. Lopez will be taller and bigger than Oliveira. I don't know about bigger, but he'll be taller. Yeah. Oh man, that fight would be. Whew, that'd be exciting. And honestly, you kind of have to keep it 3 rounds. I think you'd get the best fight out of 3 rounds. But Charles has the reach advantage. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, 55 would be awesome for Lopez. Awesome. Charles doesn't look bigger than Lopez. I think he'd be wider than Lopez. Lopez isn't that wide. He's tall, but he's thin. He's thin. Shit. Charles is wider. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Bum 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 bum. R.I.P. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's not passed. So so so. Charles is thin too. I feel like he's a lot. He's not as thin as Lopez. Maybe not. Rest in peace, Joe. Yeah, he's not passed. What happened to Rogan? Nothing. Wonder what's next for Aaron Pico. Somebody like Giga. Somebody like that. Oh, Nate Landwehr. Something like that. I think Mobs or Larone, whoever beats Volk. Interesting. Um, I think Volk could beat Larone. Mavzar is the hardest fight. Lopez is thinner. If you don't know RIP Joe Rogan, you aren't a real MMA fan. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. What a stupid thing to say. I agree with you guys. Lopez is taller and skinnier, small waist. Yeah. Am I the only person who thinks Gabriel Masasi is incredibly underrated? You are not the only person at all. Gagar is awesome. It's just true. That's stupid. Crazy Patty started his MMA career back in 2010 at age 17. Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. Pico versus Steve Garcia would be great, but Pico has a terrible chin. I don't think his chin's terrible because he takes shots. He just sometimes he gets caught. Casual that Joe Rogan's not dead. What? Steve Garcia was there. Patty started his MMA career at bantamweight, then featherweight, now lightweight. Wow. And look how big he gets in between. Lopez has been fighting MMA since 2013. He was also a bantamweight first. Damn. Same as Ilya, bantam, then featherweight, now lightweight. Oh, okay. Fuck. I really wish we got that rematch with him and Volk. How do you like this casuals move? Yep. Perfect. He comes back and he keeps doing it. Just get him out. 24 hours. We'll see him back another time. Volk will lose to Mavzar. Mavzar is fast. Sure, but his striking's awful. You fast striker all you want. He has no power in his striking. So makes it a little weird, you know. Uh, um, what the? God damn. Mobsar is slow. I didn't say he was slow. I said he has no power. What's up, dude? What's up? I don't care. See, Patty was much smaller at 17, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't cutting much weight back then to make 30, 35. That's true. Shavkat versus Islam. Yeah. Yeah. I think Islam would win, but that's his hardest fight. Israel Adesanya was a really cute little boy. I can see how he got picked on. Huh. Wait. The fuck? But Mobsar's really technical sound. Yeah, that's true. But again, he has really no power. Um, yeah, decent striker, not great. Great grappler though. Not gonna lie, my dream match was low key Barboza Wonder. Oh, Wonder Boy. Yeah. Shit, I don't care. Volk versus Armin. Let's go. That'd be sick. Yeah, Barboza Wonder Boy would have been sick back in the day. Awesome, for sure. Rate the Quillen South Kill finish. I mean, 5 out of 10. It's Jamie Malarkey. It's not that impressive. Volk versus Armin, who wins? It depends. How does Volk deal with the grappling of Armin? Armin's grappling's really fucking good. I probably would say Armin 3-2. I think Volk would come on towards the end when Armin's tired, but Armin wins a decision. Same with Charles. Damn it. Same with Charles Oliveira. If you can look at him at 16 years ago in the UFC, he was much skinnier back then. His body has done a complete 360. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think Mobsar has to be the potential GOAT of featherweight. That's ridiculous because once he got the belt, I don't see anyone who would take it from him at least 4 years. I mean, again, a rematch with Lopez would be sick. Lerone Murphy's a really, really good fighter. I disagree. I think he could be good, but I don't think he'd be a goat for 4 years. Chose put on some size and muscle. Yep, yep. I think he said it was at birth of his daughter. He became super focused. Super focused, I guess. I guess. Hmm. I think Armin can beats current version of Volk. Peak Volk with hair beats Armin though. Fair. Don't you think Ilya is overrated just for beating washed up Volk and Max? I don't think Max is washed at all. Max was beating him before the knockout. Volk was severely compromised. Is he overrated? Sure. I agree with you on that. But Volk should never been in there. That's just a bad decision to fight after being KO'd 3 months before. Max was beating him in the fights. You can't say Max is washed. So no. And he just knocked out Justin Gaethje the fight before. How was he washed? That's craziness. Max made the mistake of going down a weight class. That's what he made the mistake on. Washed. Wow. If Armin, I would put my name in the hat to fight Rakano at 326. You would think so, right? You would think so. Nope. That won't happen. That won't happen. I wish somebody sick would fight him. God. Like Jalen Turner, get that one back. Oh. If Islam wins for Gary and Pratis will be declared the overall GOAT of MMA. I don't okay. I don't think he would ever be the GOAT of MMA. I don't think his weight class to me would allow that. Would he be good? 100%. Strickland, who? Anthony? Anthony Hernandez destroys him. Destroys Sean Strickland. Yeah. Bump, bump, bump. Don't you think GSP is overrated because he was turned on mashed potato? No. You see what he did in the rematch? GSP is one of the best of all time. They might just completely take Marcano off the card and give us a new co-main. I hope not. Ilya is a double champ at only 29. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. The new co-main should be DDP Brandon Allen. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Hell yeah. I hope DDP beats the piss out of Brandon Allen. I think DDP's fighting Barello though. Kaio. So I think so. But I would love DDP Brandon Allen. Huh. Jesus. Which fighter do you think will be unbeatable for at least 2 years to come? Unbeatable is weird because you can fight once, like twice in 2 years. I mean, probably Chimaev, just because he's not going to fight except once a year and then bitch and complain about other things. Um, Petr Yan. GSP won the middleweight title too, though. 100%. I want to see Duplessis. I agree. I agree. What's next for Ateba? Ooh. Um, let's say Bruno Vieira. Say that. Viziv put on muscle. I don't think so. Can Morales or Gary beat Islam? I think Gary more than Morales, just because Gary's footwork. We don't know anything about Morales' ground game. We just don't know. Can they beat him? Sure. Sub Zach Wilder. Zach Wild. People really think Holloway is washed now. Wow, yeah, it's crazy to me. Crazy. That's what I was saying. Like what? What? Like if you were big pecs, does it slow down your hands? No. Thor? Sup? Sup? It's crazy to me. Crazy. Will Holloway ever be a champion? Maybe. Maybe not. Is he washed right now? No. I hope we never see that point. I don't see how anyone can call him washed. Agreed. What's up on the real Joe Burrow? I doubt that. GSP returned from a 4-year layoff and won the middleweight title. GOAT. Correct. Correct. Whether it was Michael Bisping or not, he still did it. Yeah, I fucking love GSP. Zev's pecs were bigger, more developed. I'm not for sure. Ilya versus Islam, which fighter is most likely to lose in your view? Ilya, just because of his style. Islam plays it too smart. He stays strict to his game plan. I think Ilya has the best chance of getting caught. Getting fraud checked, mark my words, by who? GSP never tested positive either far and was for stricter testing. Sure. Yeah. I mean, Holloway really doesn't need an undisputed belt anymore. He was featherweight champ for like 2 years until losing to Volk. Yep. And there's an argument he beat Volk the first time. I thought he beat him clearly the second time. Say what you want to that. Ugh. Oh, pay per view. What's up, buddy? What up? What up? Gonna watch those fights again? Okay, okay. All right. All righty. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. GSP said Khabib was the best ever grappler in MMA. Do you agree with him? No. No. If I'm Max, I'll just look for big fights and call it a career because his legacy is already set in stone. Oh, 100% agree. GSP surely has to change his mind to Hamzat. No, Islam's a better grappler than Hamzat. 100%. Don't forget to pray. Okay. Pretty much sealed. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing to raise his legacy is another belt. He doesn't even need it. So Doesn't even need it. Is Dana gonna Mighty Mouse Volk? No. Howie doesn't need another belt, correct. You watch stand up comedy? Sometimes. I like old Dan Cook stuff. My favorite joke performed is Jay Larson, Wrong Number, I think it's called. I think it's called on Spotify. I think it's Bruce, something Bruce. He changed the name, but it's on YouTube. It's Jay Larson, Wrong Number, I believe. Yeah, Wrong Number. 13 years ago, 13 million Laugh Factory. That's it right there. I love that joke so much. Islam couldn't control Volk, and he had trouble with Dustin takedown defense, but that's just my opinion. Couldn't control Volk. I mean, the fourth round he won completely by controlling Volk. Volk's good. Don't underrate Volk's ability to defend, as Islam couldn't do this or that. He clearly won 3-2, not really close. Competitive in some rounds, but not close. Dustin's takedown defense. I mean, Dustin typically has good takedown defense, and when he got him down, it was by a wacky ass takedown. Excellent match by Frank Shamrock. That makes no sense. If Holloway, I'll just keep defending the BMF. It may not be an undisputed belt, but it still makes you champion. Sure, Islam is lucky Shavkat's knee is fucked until 2027. You're right. Holloway was featherweight champ from 2017 to 2019. God, I miss those times. Gotta tell you. Yeah, but Hamza completely dominates in the grappling realm aside from Gilbert Burns. I mean, Islam dominated JDM. Islam dominated Volk when it was grappling. When he was grappling. I mean, most of the time when he grapples, dominated Marcano, who's a really good grappler. Chimaev has only dominated strikers, and the one guy that had some type of credentials grappling wise, he did not grapple, and I thought Burns beat him. Who, in your view, is the best ever MMA grappler, master of all three arts, judo, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling? One of the best grapplers is, I mean, Damian Maya. Charles Oliveira has to be up there because he has the most submissions of all time, and Islam. Did you see that Ty had reached out to Jemayev to train wrestling to learn from him? I did not see that. Yo, what's up, Chase? I hope they give Holloway a new pair of custom shorts. I agree. What is it, my brother? I just got off work. What's up? What's up? Glad to be out of that hellhole. Dude, I fucking agree. Why is the heavyweight division not as good in the UFC? You want to know why? Because there's not enough heavyweights. There's no fucking heavyweights. Tyson Teixeira with 3 fights is ranked. That's fair. Hamza needs to add more to his resume. I'll give you that. 100% he does. Again, what he does is great, but it's the argument with Khabib. Is he that good, or did he only fight strikers? When you take down strikers, they focus on getting up, which leaves them open for submissions. Charles is a beast at jiu-jitsu, yes. Heavyweight used to be a good division in the UFC back in 2017 to 2011. Well, look at the guys they had. It is, I mean, technically Kane probably was a light heavyweight. That's the reality. You know, I haven't heard of a breakout heavyweight in years. Yeah, we had like Mario Pinto. I like Mick Parkin. They're actually fighting, which is crazy. Josh Hockett, I actually pretty like. I don't think any of those guys are championship material, but they're fun. Gaethje gonna retire the lightweight champion? Not a chance in hell. You think Damian Maia is a better grappler than Islam? No, I wasn't ranking like three, like 1 to 3 at all. But Damian, I'm just giving you a list. Good for Gaethje. I want to see Charles wear his yellow shorts going into the highlight rematch. I agree. Our American heavyweights love football and basketball, right? Volk goat, yes, yes. Yeah, Cam was a small heavyweight. Yep, got kicked out of the. Nope, not at all. What's up, bro? What's up, Mason? What's up? What's up? What's up? Todd Duffy. Todd Duffy. Yep. Mike Russo though, not great at all. Did you ever see Shane Carwin fight with the dude was a freak? Of course I watched him fight. He was incredible. Nice beard, appreciate you. Is Diego Lopez gonna get another title shot? No. Why do you have so many mods? Because people are fucking weird in these chats. If he gets a win. No, it would have to be when Volk's not champion. Overeem destroyed Duffy, yeah. So in your view, between Makachev and Oliveira, who suits the title of the best ever grappler in MMA? Personally, to me, it has to be ooh. Islam submitted Oliveira. Oliveira has the most submissions all time in the UFC, and a lot of them. I probably still would put Islam just above Oliveira. I'm sorry, but there are attracted to. What are you talking about? Lots of mods to get rid of trolls. Yeah, Randy Couture was a true light heavyweight as well. He wasn't a natural heavyweight. True. Roy Nelson, yep. Let's talk about Paige Patterson. I hate it, Mason. I mean, we got to get him and Sean O'Malley getting title shots. They're hanging out food. It's getting really sickening, right? Roy with the big ass. Good job, buddy. You're out. Okay, it's a little after 1:20. I appreciate you guys. I will be live again tomorrow. The fight predictions will be out tomorrow as well. Paige knocking Sam out. Yeah, you already know it, buddy. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good night. I'll see you at the next one. Be safe. Peace.